Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shad, Yahweh, Baha Hashem, Yahweh Shad, Baha Hashem, Krahak Badash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and my Heavenly Big Brother, Yahweh Shad. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to your apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Bashim Shah. Trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, the Spanish, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person, so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. Got some videos lined up of the Lord plaguing the world with destruction, earthquakes in diverse places, storms, droughts, and wildfires, and a whole bunch of stuff. But just stuff, the videos I got right now. This is what I'm reporting. But anyway, I'm gonna play these videos. I'm gonna get into the scripts my best ability, say whatever I gotta say through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shema Shah, the Holy Spirit, the Krahak Badash. Lord, want to be on me. Let's get it. Yeah, you already see some dust being kicked up, something's been falling.
웃어.
Yeah, now they like, hold on, something's not right. People over here. Them two just keep on riding. Do-do-do-do-do. Just another earthquake. Do-do-do-do-do. I guess that the sirens for the earthquake alert is sounding.
Tools from Harbor Freight are doing.
Alright, let's get to the next one. I got a bunch of videos about this earthquake. I'm just curious of what they showing.
A strong quake jolted southwestern Japan around 4:27 p.m. on July 28th. Footage from Kumamoto Castle shows sections of its stone walls collapsing. At Saga Station, footage showed the train shaking at the moment of the quake. The earthquake, centered in Kumamoto Prefecture, registered a seismic intensity of 7, the highest level on Japan's seismic intensity scale. Japan's meteorological agency said that the epicenter was in the Kumamoto region of Kumamoto Prefecture, with a focal depth of 10 kilometers. The earthquake had an estimated magnitude of 7.1. The maximum seismic intensity of 7 was recorded in Uki City and Hikawa Town in Kumamoto Prefecture. The quake registered an upper 6 in areas including Mashiki and Misato towns. The Japan Meteorological Agency has issued a tsunami advisory for the Ariake Sea and Yatsushiro Sea. Anyone in or near the water should leave the area immediately and move to higher ground or away from the coast. According to Shikoku Electric Power, no abnormalities were detected at Unit 3 of the Akata nuclear power plant after the area was struck by a quake recording a 4 on the seismic intensity scale. No impacts or abnormalities have been reported at Units 1 and 2, where decommissioning work is currently underway.
Forget.家のパソコン大丈夫かな。I guess that thing wasn't quake proof. Ain't nothing quake proof, really. I don't think that's the engine, but that shit still a lot of force shook that thing off the tracks.
This is the fake ad you see everywhere, right? But this is Ebony, a real game. Now I know what you're thinking. Aren't they exactly the same? No, because Ebony is the real number.
Let's turn now to that breaking news from Japan overnight. A powerful earthquake shaking buildings and nerves and triggering a tsunami warning. NBC's Raf Sanchez joins us with the very latest. Raf, good morning to you.
Chanel, good morning. This 7.1 magnitude quake striking the Kumamoto region in southern Japan around 4:30 p.m. local time, according to Japanese officials. The quake initially triggered a tsunami warning. People were told to get away from the coast. That warning has now been lifted, but we are starting to get a sense of the damage. There were scenes of real chaos for residents, especially in a local Costco. You can see boxes falling off high shelves.
Damn, they got something up on the palace, way up in the high. I mean, up in the sky. Well, not sky, but up in the Raptors, or the way they call it. Shit look like it's about to come down.
Onto customers in the aisles. One witness said some
shit.
people were
that shit that already came down, yeah.
trapped by the falling debris. We're also tracking what appears to be an explosion at a mall in the region, with customers rushing out to the parking lot. Unclear if it's directly caused by earthquake damage, but it is in the affected area, and multiple people were trapped inside, officials say. Roads, bridges have buckled across the region, people being told not to drive after dark. Rail services also suspended, including some of those high-speed bullet trains, and the walls of a 16th century castle that's popular with tourists partially crumbling because of the tremors. Authorities say around 50,000 homes have lost power. The race is on now to restore electricity, and a local hospital tells NBC News it's treating several dozen people for injuries. This, unfortunately, is a region with a lot of experience in this. 10 years ago, a massive quake there killed 275 people and injured thousands more. Chanel.
All right, Raf, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take to...
気象庁によりますと、今日午後4時27分ごろ、宇城市と氷川町で震度7を観測する地震がありました。鹿島町のイオンモール熊本では、 爆発音がしたという通報があり、消防は複数の人が下敷きになっている可能性があるとしています。震度7を観測したのは宇城市と氷川町です。また熊本市南区、八代市、宇土市、美里町、益城町で震度6強、上天草市、合志市、大津町、西原村、三船町、芦北町で震度6弱、このほか県内の広い範囲で震度5強、5弱を観測しました。また鹿島町と甲佐町では震度5弱以上の揺れがあったと考えられるものの、気象庁は震度を把握できていません。震源地は熊本県熊本地方、震源の深さは16キロ、地震の規模を示すマグニチュードは 7.1 と推定されています。この地震で有明八代海には一時津波注意報が発表されました。現在は解除されています。消防によりますと、上益城郡鹿島町のイオンモール熊本で爆発音がした、煙は見えるが火は見えないという通報があったということです。複数の人が下敷きになっている可能性があるとして、警察と消防、自衛隊が救助活動に当たっています。消防によりますと、2階部分が崩落し、閉じ込められている人が多数いるということです。またイオンモール熊本の1階にて、
Now, we've seen all that footage. I'm just trying to check out, scope out all the damage, all the plays. Yeah, I might as well go and throw that in too. I mean, I know we already know there's a wildfire going on in Spain and France, but yeah, there's an update. Oh, the earthquake video, they almost done. One more. No, actually 3 more.
Let's begin with developing news from Japan. There has been a major 7.1 magnitude earthquake. It's hit the nation's southwest on the island of Kyushu, injuring dozens and causing significant damage. We have the moment for you, captured on CCTV cameras when the tremor initially struck the Kumamoto prefecture. It also registered the highest possible level of 7, that is on Japan's own Shindo scale of shaking. The threat of a tsunami...
And the trees are shaking. They ain't even by the wind. Hell no.
Tsunami has eased, but we are beginning to get a sense of the scale of the damage. And let's show you these pictures. Multiple people trapped inside, we understand, a shopping mall that was damaged during the earthquake. According to witnesses, there was an explosion and smoke came out from the building. We're also getting reports from Japan as well that the mall's second floor has absolutely collapsed. And you can see that the sort of scale of the damage there from these pictures, these aerial pictures that we've just got in. Several buildings have also collapsed. Fires have broken out.
That was a hell of an explosion. That motherfucker blew the dust out the damn building.
Across the area, the public broadcaster is saying at least 50 people have been taken to hospital, and the force of the earthquake has knocked this train carriage off its tracks. We know at least one company had to suspend its operation. And have a look at these pictures here. Quite remarkable, really. Other infrastructure has been impacted too, including part of the bridge. People are still on the other side of the bridge, which really is remarkable, but some of that collapsed, as you can see the side of it, into the river. The Prime Minister has said that the government is still assessing the extent, though, of the damage right across the region. Officials also say 2 to 3 days from now, there is the possibility of another large quake, and many aftershocks are taking place because of the shallow epicenter of this quake. It was only...
So they're predicting more quakes. Hey, the property y'all about Shema Shop predicting quakes too. Y'all about Shema Shop planning to bring more quakes to the whole world. Yeah, you don't know where the Lord gonna hit you, but you want to be prayed up. Lord, have mercy on you.
Around 10 kilometres deep. Our Asia correspondent Jake Kwan is monitoring events for us.
I ain't going through all that shit. I heard enough talking.
You don't need 10 different creative subscriptions. You just need Ace.
Terrified shoppers, many with their children, caught in a supermarket in Japan as a major earthquake struck on Tuesday. The quake has caused extensive damage in the southern region of Kumamoto. Many people were trapped inside a shopping mall, and there were reports of a huge explosion after the quake hit. Police say it's likely that several people have been killed. Tens of thousands are without power, and around 300,000 people have been told to leave their homes and seek shelter in evacuation centres. The local airport has been closed, and train services have been severely affected. The Prime Minister has told residents to take measures to protect themselves.
I have instructed relevant ministries to assess the damage, work closely with local government under the policy of putting human life first, wholeheartedly work on the disaster emergency response, and provide information to the people.
Japan is one of the world's most earthquake-prone countries and also has a reputation as one of the most disaster-ready. Residents living where the biggest tremors took place on Tuesday have been told to stay on their guard. Authorities say more strong quakes, as well as landslides, are likely.
Yeah, you can see the water level over here. Shit. It shouldn't be more water. Yeah, this shit is like, it's dry. It's low. The water level, I believe, should be, I don't know, should be higher than this, like up to there. But it's not.
Quakes, as well as landslides, are likely in the week ahead. Amma Boateng, Al Jazeera.
President Emmanuel Macron says
Yep.
wildfires raging near Bordeaux are the most severe facing France since the Second World War. He has promised to commit every available resource to contain the flames. But time is running out. Another heat wave is setting in, with temperatures forecast to reach close to 40 degrees this week, and no rain on the horizon until Friday at the earliest.
Now, it's funny, they keep talking about heat waves, but that's not causing a fire. Shit. But whatever.
The fire close to Bordeaux didn't gain ground overnight, but remains unpredictable and dangerous. So this here is a live tracker of the fire provided by European authorities. The flames are only about 9 miles or 15 kilometers from the city's outskirts. Now, across the border in Spain, residents living in towns near Madrid are watching on with fear, with more extreme heat threatening to complicate efforts to control the blaze burning around 31 miles or 50 kilometers west of the capital. More than 360,000 people have been evacuated from the affected parts of Spain and France. Our correspondent Gwyn Loader sent us this report from the Gironde region near Bordeaux.
For days, wildfires have raged in the southwest of France. For weary firefighters here, these Canadian aircraft provide welcome relief.
These are very fast. The fire very fast.
Most towns and villages in this area are almost deserted. The blaze now burns within 10 miles of the city of Bordeaux.
The fires are raging in this rural area, flames occasionally leaping into the air. You may be able to see them several feet into the air, thick black smoke rising as well, sticking in the back of your throat.
Wildfires aren't uncommon in this area near Bordeaux, where Mererid, from Wales originally, has lived for the past 16 years.
And we're going to take the kids and move further north out of reach of the smoke and the polluted air, or as far as we can. We're lucky enough to have somewhere where we can go, so that we just get, especially the kids, just get them away and get them to some cleaner air.
French President Emmanuel Macron has today been meeting the teams fighting the flames, which could take months to put out.
We must understand we are facing a completely unprecedented wildfire. The situation we are dealing with today is the most severe we have ever recorded, the toughest since the Second World War.
Across the border in Spain too, the situation is dire. What's been called the biggest wildfire in the region's history burns near Madrid. There's no shortage of dry vegetation for it to consume, thanks to successive heat waves after a wet winter. Today, however, mostly thanks to the weather, the situation has improved, say officials. The pace of the flames have slowed in Valencia, but as you can see, the fires are still very much active, and the government says the next 2 days will be crucial on whether they can be brought under control.
This is the new reality. Summers are becoming increasingly difficult, destructive and therefore deadly.
In Spain, as in France, hot, dry weather is forecast for the coming days. The fear here is that an already difficult situation could become catastrophic.
That was the BBC's Gwyn Loader reporting there. Well, let's go live to Paris now and speak to our correspondent Hugh Schofield. And Hugh, today...
I want to hear that. Let's get to the next one.
The largest wildfire burning in Washington right now ballooned in size over the weekend. The Kaiser Canyon fire has burned more than 124,000 acres in Okanogan County. It's just 15% contained. This wildfire season is shaping up to be one of the most significant on record for Washington. King 5 Sebastian Robertson has a look at what is happening across the state.
By fixed-wing aircraft, helicopter, and by ground, crews across the Pacific Northwest are battling high temperatures, gusty winds, and a wildfire season that's proving more active than normal.
This year, we're learning that we're wrong, and that 2026 is proving to be one of the worst fire seasons in central Washington.
More than 280 households were evacuated in Grant County after the railroad fire sparked Wednesday night. It's since grown to more than 8,300 acres. Lightning has also sparked several of the Northwest's largest wildfires this season.
Thus far, we've seen about 8,000 strikes, again hitting Washington and Oregon.
The lightning-caused Okawa Butte fire near Sisters, Oregon, has burned more than 26,000 acres. This video from the Washington Air National Guard shows helicopters joining the fight at the Maud-Wright fire in Washington. The Guard said crews dropped more than 133,000 gallons of water during about 20 hours of flight time last week. The fire has blackened thousands of acres across the Colville Reservation.
It's otherworldly. Like, I look out my window and I'm like, I don't even recognize this place.
As firefighters...
Yeah, a lot of people don't recognize America at all as America anymore. And I said, good. Lord's fucking this place up and the rest of the world. Hey man, depart for this place that's not your rest.
Gain ground. They're urging the public to do its part to prevent the next one from sparking.
Not the time of year for you or anyone to be using their burn barrel. It's not the time of year for them to be out being careless, not having a spark arrestor on their ATV. This is the time of year where we have fires and anything can start them.
And the numbers show just how active this season has become. DNR says nearly 150,000 acres have burned on the lands it protects. This year, already above the 10-year average for late July.
The Colorado River, a lifeline for the American West, is now a line in the sand, dividing 7 states that can't agree how to share the shrinking water supply. On one side, what are known as the upper basin states. On the other side, the lower basin.
California and other lower basin states have cut cholera water use by nearly 20% since 2015. Upper basin states have gone in the opposite direction. In the last year alone, they've increased their use over the same period.
After years of failed negotiations, the federal government is now poised to impose sweeping cuts. The Colorado River begins as snow in the Rocky Mountains, but a warming climate means less snowpack and less snow melt, feeding the river each spring. Population growth has amplified the crisis. Lake Mead and Lake Powell, the nation's 2 largest reservoirs, have fallen to their lowest combined levels on record, both less than 30% full. California, Arizona, and Nevada have offered to cut their use by about 1.6 million acre-feet a year for the next 2 years, roughly 500 billion gallons. But federal officials are considering cuts nearly twice that amount. It would mean higher costs for cities trying to secure water, tighter restrictions on outdoor watering, and major changes for farmers who use the majority of the river's supply.
I would urge those people living in those states to contact their elected representatives and really urge them to come to the table and come up with some sort of agreement.
And if Lake Powell drops just another 33 feet, the nation's 2nd largest reservoir may not have enough water to generate hydroelectric power. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Los Angeles.
I was trying to catch something before it went away, but never mind.
This morning, a summer of wild weather heating up, with some states in the south.
I didn't want that to be played yet. Ooh, that right there.
Obviously, right well. There was a no snowpack winter, maybe a snow or two of 5 or 6 inches, and it would be gone in a day. Nobody's got water now, so that's why the water hauling is going on as we speak.
Well, then we got one that's half full, one that's quarter full, and one not so full.
How we adapt is just getting water to the cows. It seems simple, but it's not simple. Cows are our livelihood, and they don't do well unless they have water. We found a water source on some private land. It's every bit of money.
Yeah, water is life. It's critical. Let me get to the script. I was gonna say the scriptures for last, but I might as well get to something right now. I forgot what I'm supposed to type in to get to it. Oh yeah. Ecclesiastes chapter 29, verse 21. The chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing, the house to cover shame. But the key point of what I'm trying to read, what's the point of reading this is this part right here. The chief thing for life is water. Back to the video.
Every bit of time, every bit of effort, and a lot of sleepless nights of trying to control what is really not controllable. We can manage the situation and do the best what we can for the cows, and but there's no control over it. Basically, you know it's going to be bad, so you start making plans to make it better in hopes that it's going to get better, but it may not. You know, we don't know that.
It's just that there's a big demand on a limited resource that's being dwindled by climate change, and we hope everybody's trying their best, from the cattle rancher all the way to the politicians, all the way to the state engineer. We hope everybody.
Now that's gonna be hard to get, and it's gonna be more expensive for a cow, especially during the winter time. Oh yeah, man and beast be cut off by famine.
They're best to figure it out, and I think they are, but it's going to be a long, hard battle.
There's probably a point that's going to probably stop us. I don't think it'd be because of us. If Mother Nature didn't want to help out here, we're probably...
Well, Mother Nature knows Yahweh Shem Shah. And they ain't helping you damn heathens. If y'all heathens here, the Lord ain't trying to help you niggas. He's trying to kill you niggas. And your cattle. Rice planting drones take flight. Right. And they gonna use drones to plant, I guess plant rice. And whatever, I don't know.
Whether you're
Now tonight, our drought conditions impacting some food. One farmer in that area said he had to actually sell almost 25% of his herd because it's too hard to grow food for them. Our Eli Brand is live in Charlotte, and Eli, he says it's sending the price of beef up.
Yeah, and that farmer that we spoke with, he does clean farming. He sells most of his beef here at the Charlotte Regional Farmers Market, but he said it's not just him being affected, it's also farmers that are more commercialized that sell most of their beef to grocery stores. Hey, babies.
This is a typical day for Matt Henley at his farm in Mount Gilead. You're okay. Tending to and caring for his herd of around 130 cows before eventually selling the beef for his business, PD Premium. But over the last few months, it's been different. He says the recent drought and high temperatures have had drastic effects on his cows and others in the southeast.
We went from 170 animals down to about 130, and that was just to mitigate the risk of running out of food.
Henley says the drought has caused many problems. Chief among them, the struggle to grow food for these cows. Henley estimates the hay yield earlier.
Yo, you know what? We haven't heard much about ticks and screwworms lately. They still around, I'm guessing. Them genetically modified ticks. We haven't heard much about them, but anyway.
This year was only about 30% of what it was supposed to be. He also says grass has been growing much slower. Because of that, cows get less nutrients and grow slower. That causes less beef to be produced, making it more expensive when the beef is sold. Drought isn't the only problem. Heat is also a major factor. That's tracked at the farm by checking how efficiently cows are able to cool down. Henley says in recent weeks, temperatures during the day and at night have been so high, cows can't even cool down enough to eat some days.
We had animals that lost 100 pounds in 30 days. And when you put on a half a pound or a pound at most a day, you've got a long time to make that back up.
He says this year's effects, on top of other factors nationwide, may mean you don't see prices drop at the supermarket anytime soon.
I think you're looking at a minimum of 3 to 5 years before prices really come down significantly.
Right. Anyway, well, while he's believing that, you better believe it's going to get worse. And I'm hoping, praying, we ain't got no 2 to 3 years left of this shit. At least one more year. I don't know, but it's feeling that way because there ain't no flesh going to be saved, man. We'll all be dead. Way this keep going on. And it's only getting worse and worse, intensifying more and more. Seek the Lord and repent. Do the best you can do. What is it? There's Russia grain exports under pressure. Ranchers sell cattle due to drought worsen. Yeah, Korea on highest heat wave. I might as well throw that in there. Or, I think I'm done with the heat wave talk. Let me make sure. I got some more. Nah, I ain't gonna worry about it. Man, fuck it, I'll play it. Matter of fact, I'll just play it from right here. I don't even have to save it. I'll just go ahead and play it. This is news anyway, still news. Fucking shit.
Most car insurance makes you pay all at once.
Back here at home, Korea's relentless heat wave is intensifying, with temperatures approaching 40 degrees Celsius in parts of the country. But forecasters warn the worst may still be ahead, raising concerns over heat-related illnesses. Cho Young-eun explains what's driving the extreme heat and how the government is responding.
Extreme heat grips the country as temperatures in Seoul reached 32 degrees on Tuesday. According to the Korea Meteorological Administration, heat wave alerts remain in effect across most of the country. Severe heat warnings have been issued for parts of Gyeongsangnam-do and southeastern Jeollanam-do provinces, with temperatures in Yangsan, Gyeongsangnam-do province soaring to 39 degrees Celsius. The government raised its heat wave disaster alert to the highest level on Monday and activated the Central Disaster and Safety Countermeasure Headquarters.
Under the influence of a high-pressure system over the Korean peninsula, most regions will see intense daytime heat and tropical nights, with inland parts of Gyeongsangnam-do province forecast to experience particularly extreme temperatures.
As the heat wave drags on, the human toll is also rising, with health authorities reporting 73 heat-related illnesses on Monday alone. Since the seasonal monitoring system began on May 15, a total of 1,482 people have suffered heat-related illnesses, with 9 deaths recorded. The Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency urged people to take extra precautions, especially those most vulnerable to extreme heat, including outdoor workers and older adults. Meanwhile, tropical night advisories also remain in place for most parts of the country. Heat accumulated during the day continues into the night, while warm, humid air keeps flowing in overnight, preventing temperatures from dropping sufficiently. Forecasters say the worst may still be ahead, with both the North Pacific High and the Tibetan High dominating the atmosphere over the Korean peninsula. Combined with strong sunshine, hot and humid air is expected to remain trapped over the country, and the sweltering conditions are likely to persist for the time being. Cho Young-eun, Arirang News.
The closest. God damn, I hate when that shit happens.
This morning, a summer of wild weather heating up, with some states in the south seeing storms and flooding this weekend, even a water spout off the coast of Florida. From coast to coast, much of the country feeling scorched. 115 million Americans under heat alerts this morning, and dozens of cities setting record highs over the weekend.
Let's go see a movie. Don't be out in it.
Those sky-high temps even throwing a wrench into summer travel. At Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas, where weekend highs hit 114 degrees, at least one airline asking passengers to give up their seats. The steaming hot air proving too thin for engines to take off with a full passenger load. In Scottsdale, first responders flooded with heat-related emergency calls. Here it comes. While zoos in multiple states adjusting hours or temporarily closing to keep animals and visitors safe. The blistering temps fueling raging wildfires in Oregon. Some authorities say sparked by lightning during recent storms. This as dangerous blazes race across Europe too, with wildfires torching homes in Spain and forcing people off popular beaches in Italy. Flames also racing toward France's iconic Bordeaux wine region. So far, nearly 250,000 forced to evacuate. Back in the U.S., millions struggling to stay cool again today, as this summer scorcher shows no signs of slowing. And again, we're talking a lot about the heat, but here in the Midwest, the humidity has been a real factor, reaching...
All right, they about to get into the damn radars and the meteorologists getting to when they talking and shit. Anyway, let's get to the next one.
Right, now to this, thousands of people in the Midwest do not have power this morning after destructive storms battered the area just last night. We can show you intense dash cam footage. This is out of Appleton, Wisconsin. Meteorologists confirm a tornado did touch down there. Just look at this. See how powerful the wind and rain is, tearing down trees and pulling out power lines. Now that tornado has moved through nearby Menasha, Wisconsin. That's where CBS News correspondent Jason Allen is reporting this morning. Jason, good morning. How are people recovering after what they felt last night?
Errol, good morning. Well, the recovery is really just beginning, and maybe in some places not even beginning because of the extent of the damage, which gives you an idea just how violent and how strong this tornado was when it came through Menasha and Appleton and this whole Fox Valley. So this is a bakery that is just back here behind me. The entire roof lifted off this. Obviously, the walls collapsing, and I think what
shit was a bakery
stands out as you're here is just the extent of the damage, because there are homes that are damaged for blocks around where we are. And after this storm did all this damage here, it continued moving south down across the state and into Illinois.
A dashboard camera captured the moment a dangerous tornado sent tree limbs flying across the road and power poles falling, trapping a driver southwest of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Another video shows debris flying across a backyard.
It's definitely a tornado.
The tornado blasted through neighborhoods, packing winds more than 110 miles an hour.
I still in shock. Like, this is traumatizing. I feel like...
Goddamn, everybody got to have fucking bunnocks and colorful hair and... Eve.
We should have died, but we didn't.
Ripping roofs and walls off of homes, uprooting trees, and leaving piles of debris littered across yards.
The window had basically caved in the living room, and then me and my children went down to the basement from there.
The same twister flipped this car over onto its roof, this pickup onto its side, and sent this tractor trailer over the median of a nearby highway. It's one of a string of tornadoes that caused destruction across the Midwest Monday. Damaging winds also slammed the Chicago area, gusting up to 74 miles an hour.
We screamed and we ran in the bathroom. This was end of days bad.
Another suspected tornado snapped trees and toppled power lines south of the Windy City, also ripping the roof off this business.
It was like somebody just took their hand, went to the gutter, and just peeled it back.
And falling debris shattered car windows in the parking lot.
Damn.
The same storm system also caused flash floods. Parts of the Chicago suburbs got up to 4 inches of rain. 2 contractors were stuck in a storm sewer. One of them was rescued. The other is still missing.
Damn.
You mentioned the thousands of people without power here, Errol, and this is a big reason why. And these power lines, some really big power lines, are just making it difficult even to get around. There are massive power poles that are down across some streets and landing on some houses here. And again, the cleanup here just really beginning to get underway. And now that severe weather threat moves east of here to the East Coast for later today. Errol?
Wow, Jason, such eye-opening damage there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, it makes you want to repent and seek the Lord. Some people ain't gonna bother.
Whoa, what is that? It's 10 new games.
On July 27th, Kita City in Oita Prefecture became the first place in Kyushu to record a temperature above 40 degrees Celsius.
やっぱり半端ないもん今日。もう煮えたぎるみたいな。もうなんとも息をするのが苦しい。
Dangerous heat continues to grip Japan. The rising heat also makes the atmosphere more unstable.
Better get your ass in. Y'all see shit, that lightning thunder strike and that lightning go boom, and time to get your ass in. I mean, inside ain't gonna protect you, but at least the Lord know that, hey, you ain't try to be out there singing in the rain or singing in the thunderstorms or lightning storms.
Lightning has been striking across the country.
Yep, and their ass on in. They know what time it is.
Damage has also been reported. Atmospheric conditions have become unstable, leading to a series of...
No, it's stable. It's just intensified and talking about unstable. It's being controlled by the Lord. Shit, yeah. Even if so-called man has manipulated, yeah, they got some shit that make the technology, make the weather, manipulate the weather, but it's all controlled by the Lord. Shit, I don't even want to give these niggas no credit about what the fuck they can do. It's all the doing of Yahweh Shema Shah.
Weather changes across the country. The scenes looked almost like a typhoon. Strong winds swept through the area, and some people even had their hats blown away.
That's my favorite hat.
On July 28, some areas in the Kanto Koshin, Hokuriku, and Tohoku are expected to see thunderstorms from the early afternoon. These localized thunderstorms bring another major hazard. One thing people need to watch out for is lightning strikes. Even on busy streets.
今もうそこに落ちた。
People fled in panic. Feeling danger, the person who was filming also stopped recording. On Friday, July 24.
Made her close that door. Yeah, made her close that door.
Lightning struck the utility pole right in front of them.
Power. Can you imagine having that kind of power? Godlike power. You can do that to your enemies. She'd be like, I strike you down with the power of Yahweh. Boom, motherfucker. And smash that nigga. Shit, yeah. That lightning bolt, that don't fucking fuck around, bro. That shit cut you in half. It can turn you into mush and slush and crush. Yo, monkey ass. God damn. Fuck your ass up, cut you in half, bro. Imagine looking at a tree. What happens when the lightning strikes a tree? Goddamn, it'll cut through. What you think it do to tissue, human tissue, or animals? Cut through. Sometimes they don't do shit. Sometimes they will. And they don't. It depends on how the Lord want to kill you.
To the person filming, the area temporarily lost power after the strike, but
I have the power to BAM! Do that to you, nigga.
was restored shortly afterward. According to TEPCO, lightning-related outages have affected more than 19,000 households within its service area since July 16th. News Zero spoke with a resident from Akiruno City, where more than 1,000 households lost power on July 26th. In the family's group Line chat, it read,
Alright, I'm gonna stop right there. Yeah, lightning, the Lord is visiting this world which He made.
Mike Collins voted again.
And to our final report, Typhoon Noel has unleashed widespread destruction across southern China, leaving at least 10 people dead and forcing the evacuations of more than 715,000 people. The typhoon has brought transport to a standstill across large parts of Guangdong. It made landfall in the early hours of Sunday near Huzhou City, sparking destructive winds, torrential rainfall and dangerous flooding. Chinese authorities have described Noel as the strongest typhoon to hit the country so far this year. The storm came as southern China was already coping with a busy typhoon season, raising fresh concerns about flooding, infrastructure damage and the safety of millions of people living along the coast. During landfall, Noel generated maximum sustained winds of more than 110 kilometers per hour near its center, while some reports said gusts reached as high as 162 kilometers per hour. And the combination of strong winds and intense rainfall quickly created dangerous conditions across the region. The deadliest impact was reported far from the coast in Gansu province, where rain-triggered flash floods killed 10 people in a scenic area. The floods highlight how tropical storms can cause destruction well beyond their points of landfall, as heavy rain spreads across vast regions. The National Meteorological Center even issued its first red typhoon alert of the year, which is the highest warning in China's 4-tier weather alert system. Beyond the immediate emergency response, Beijing has also begun planning for recovery. China's National Development and Reform Commission has allocated 100 million yuan from the central budget to support post-disaster reconstruction in Guangdong. The typhoon has caused massive disruptions across the region. In Hong Kong, around 350 flights were cancelled and about 150 high-speed train services were cancelled as a precaution. Hong Kong authorities also opened 28 temporary shelters to house residents seeking safety from the storm. Officials said at least 9 people were injured after a large section of scaffolding on a high-rise building collapsed as the storm approached. Take a look at this.
Bamboo sticks. Shit. Bamboo sticks.
Noel had also brought rain to parts of Taiwan before moving away from the islands, while forecasters warned that heavy rain could continue across southern Guangdong and parts of Fujian. The storm is the latest in a series of powerful storms to strike China this month. Earlier, typhoons Barbie and Maysak also made landfall, triggering mass evacuations and causing widespread disruption. While Noel leaving a trail of destruction across southern China, the immediate threat may be easing, but flooding, damage assessments and recovery efforts are only just beginning. That's all for now. Thank you for joining us.
Yep, that's all for now. Well, I got one more video. Or do I? I'm just looking at these other ones. All right, I got one more. Let's see what Dana got to say. And I hope she don't get into the scriptures, because goodness gracious, she don't know shit. She know a little something, but she shouldn't be in the scriptures anyway as a woman.
Built.
That should be a job for a man, and most men don't know scriptures at all, except for the true prophets of the Lord. I mean, there's other prophets, but are they prophets of the Lord?
Across several nations. Temperatures are climbing into dangerous territory, and while all of that is happening, scientists are paying a very close eye on the sun due to unusual and powerful solar activity. So why is all of this happening? Are they just the dog days of summer? Or are we seeing something entirely different? Hey everyone, it's Dina Calmette here with the DAC Report. And today we're going to examine these headlines, see what scientists have to say, and what Jesus warned would happen before his return and after. Unfolding across Western Europe, wildfires have forced over 325,000 global evacuations as the out-of-control blazes ravage France and Spain. In France, authorities have ordered more than 220,000 residents and tourists to flee, and it marks the country's largest peacetime evacuation since World War II. Bordeaux has been threatened with heavy smoke walls that are closing in on the major wine capital of Bordeaux. Farmers are deploying tractors and water tanks to assist overstretched emergency crews. The fires are burning roughly 15 kilometers, 9 miles from the Bordeaux metropolitan area, and officials stress that the largest fire is not yet contained. France reports approximately 115,000 hectares burned since January, its highest modern annual figure. Military aircraft have been deployed to help fight the fires. French officials describe some fires as creating their own weather and wind patterns because of their intensity. Now what's happening in Spain? Well, around 100,000 people have been ordered to evacuate or shelter. 3 major fire fronts remain active northwest of Madrid, while a separate fire in Castellón remains out of control. Approximately 77,000 hectares have burned across Madrid, Toledo, and Avila, and the Avila fire has been described as the largest in recent Spanish history. Spain reports approximately 150,000 hectares burned nationwide, and this is 6 times the amount recorded through the first half of 2025. And unfortunately, 1 life was claimed as of the reporting of this show in Spain. Firefighters from multiple European nations have joined in the response. Now, in Sicily, they're recovering after a devastating week of wildfires that forced more than 100 people to evacuate. It threatened homes, critical infrastructure.
No, I ain't playing this no more. I'm tired. If you want to watch the rest of it, be my guest. They go to title of the video, they go to channel. I heard enough of them talked about wildfires. I thought anyway, let's just get straight to the point. Let's go ahead and read and close out. Nahum chapter 1 verse 3. The Lord Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. So all the earthquakes, heat waves, wildfires, floods, storms, tornadoes, hurricanes ain't mentioned, but they are going to be there. But pretty much all this stuff that's happened naturally with the natural disasters, all by the control of Yahweh Shema Shah, punishing the 2/3 of Israel and you heathens, the wicked. The Lord Yahweh is have his way in the whirlwind and in the storm and the clouds of the dust of his feet. Let's see, Isaiah chapter 28 verse 2. Behold, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah have a mighty and strong, which as a tempest of hell, and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. Isaiah chapter 29 verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And also what it was about the famine and such. Yeah, the cattles, them big ass heifers. Yeah, they not. They say they having farmers or ranchers having a hard time keeping up water with those cows and the beef cows, and what else? The grass is growing short for them, and when they're not getting, they're not getting properly fed by the grass growing and being hydrated with the water. Then the cows, I don't know what do they sell them, or they probably, I don't know, they sell them to go ahead and get them slaughtered. And the man said that he's losing so many heads of cows. Yeah, so if all those cows are being lost, then guess what? There ain't gonna be that much food on your dinner plate. Shit, yeah. It's not gonna be much food on the dinner plate, so it's gonna affect. All that's going on is gonna affect man and beast. Ezekiel chapter 14 verse 13. Son of man. Let me zoom in more. Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of bread thereof. And that staff of bread be that support from everything from logistics, delivery, packaging, processing, growing, raising, all that stuff. Guess what? It's all when one thing is being lost or shortened, then all the rest it all is gonna crumble and get affected. And then ultimately there's just gonna be famine of bread. And will send famine upon thee, and will cut off man and beast from it. So the Lord is making this happen. So the best thing you need to do is make it happen by seeking the Lord and repenting. Try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah. What else we got? I think, well, I'm not done. I know there's more I can read. Let's read this. I'm always reading this. Nothing wrong with it though. If I can find it in time. Here you go. 2nd Ezra 16 verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass a womb, which pains when the child cometh forth they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. The world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to die battle, because yeah, it's a spiritual war, and it's gonna be affecting your mental, and it's gonna affect you physically. But it's a battle. It's the ultimate battle. Who will survive? The elect will, the elect of Israel. But as the elect, you would hope you are part of that number. I hope and pray I'm part of that number. And in those evils, because it's gonna be a bad times. In those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So it's gonna be danger lurking everywhere, and not all of us gonna be traveling here and traveling there on foot or whatever. But some of us will be. Some of us might be in prison in that time. Some of us might be martyrs in that time. Yeah. But you just pray like heaven, Lord, have mercy on you. Give you the strength to endure. Because it's going to get wild out here. And they're going to be short of bread, water, resources. Yeah. People going to get judged like all left and right. And they're already happening with these natural disasters when they intensify. But that's all I got, man. I don't think I have any more to read. No. Yeah, that's all I got. Let me make sure. I didn't mention anything about droughts. And there was that droughts in America. Yeah, just droughts in America. I didn't read about that. But let's get it. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 38. A drought is upon her water, and who is her? America, Babylon the Great. And they shall be dried up, for it is the land of graving images, and they are mad upon their idols. Yeah, Jeebus ain't gonna do nothing for you dumbass Americans. And all you other heathens that got your funky ass idols, like, or what them niggas call Buddha, Allah, and whatever. And they ain't doing nothing for you either. Is Yahweh Shema Shah kicking your ass? Rightfully so. And hell, I need to get a good old ass kicking too for being wicked. Not even, you know what I'm saying? We all do. And the Lord gonna bring it to us. We just pray the Lord have mercy. But that's all I got to say, man. Shoot, hope the video was informing, edifying, and you're not offended, because if you are, I don't care. All I can tell you, man, for the people that taking heed and these warnings and taking the Lord serious, hey, cool. For the ones who new to this, well, you better get to know it. Get familiar. Seek the Lord by seeking his prophets, and take heed to what it's saying. Try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah by praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, repenting to Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order. Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.